What's up, guys? Welcome back to a new data market outlook where we'll be going over the markets again, the usual. I do have one question up front. Make sure to drop your answer down in the comments. Do you prefer the videos to be timed around the daily close or to be timed around that New York Open? So drop that down in the comments. And with that being said, let's get straight into it. I will make the videos a bit shorter than regular because I see the average viewer duration is dramatically low in terms of the length of these videos. So I will make them a bit shorter, so it's easier to digest, and perhaps that average free time goes up a little bit. I'm seeing this shit as a game, and I'm more here to help you guys. And yeah, if it's barely being watched, I should be better at helping. So looking at this right now, the S&P just looks to be good. We are just building some lower time frame compression, which I stated what should we have been expecting after just 11 days of grinding up a new compression. And right now we seem to be breaking and finding acceptance above it. So what should we be looking at this high? We wouldn't want to see this because then we should expect rotation towards the downside. For the Nasdaq, clearly grinding up. We do have to be thoughtful about this trend line grinding up here, where there is a possibility to retest that trend line and perhaps even break it, where we could trade into these levels again. So looking at the Dow Jones, it looks to be really good. Almost looks like a bull flag to me, actually. So yeah, expect some sort of a good movement from the Dow Jones perhaps Monday, where these logically should be your points to look at, that previous low, previous high. For BTC, we're just trading inside of the range still, and I've already mapped out the logical scenarios where we have found acceptance back above the 0-5 level. And we currently are compressing on a lower time frame. From that 0-5 level, I deem this to be quite important right now, since here it was support, here again it has became a bit of a support, as this was on the 4-hour. We clearly see how it has been respected thus far. So we should be looking at this, and from here I do think if we end up getting below, we should see that rotation towards the downside. If we end up breaking out from this compression, we should see that 0.5 again. Then from that 0.5, we can look onto those highs again, that 0.75. From there, we could continue. But just playing it level by level, I do think these should be those points to watch for possible rotations. If we end up trading into the downside, I want to point out, excuse me, I want to point out real quick, there should be two logical things to do. Let me get into that 30 minutes for this, where it looks a bit cleaner. Where we do have this part of the candle, right, that week. Everyone wants this, the sweep. So a thing we could also do is this, right, where we just tap into this wick, where I do think we have did this a bit before as well. I don't remember it from the top of my head where it exactly was, but I think around here. No, this point. Yeah, this point. Yeah. Let's zoom in on this, but now we just have it a bit more lengthy. Where you have this point, right? And everyone that sees this sweep just is waiting for this to happen. And then here they all get front run and we just bit that shit off. So yeah, that's the thing we could also be expecting if we end up rotating down first. So expect a possible not sweep, but still play both scenarios, right? So don't wait for that sweep, right? If we end up getting into that level, you see compression being built, you see a previous high being broken, just take it, because it could very likely be a front run scenario. Now, if you get stopped out, you have the opportunity to play that reclaim. If you get stopped out a second time, get the fuck out and touch some grass. So with that aggression out of the way, that should be it for Bitcoin. Looking at ETH, it should be quite clear. We have this little sandwich right here. Gain this, we should be trading it into these highs. If this ends up losing, we could see some rotation towards the downside, where a lot of people are looking at a massive rotation towards the downside. I just think we would take out some liquidity if we end up rotating down. Because if we really end up trading back into this, I don't really think this is that bullish actually. So I would like to see price holding above this this area. That if we get a sweep, I would like to see a reclaim to see some momentum picking up. Otherwise, you're also going to get fucked for a bit. So watch these 2 points for ETH. When we look at BTC on a volume level, we have this value area high here, value area low right there. These should act as resistance points, right? When we look at this, you see it's almost the same point. So quite funny, but yeah, these points to look at, this point to look at as well. Looking at a daily time frame, well, the lower time frame, we have this daily close logic again, or previous day close, today's open, whatever you like to call it, where we have this fake break, retest, reversion, and currently seem to be finding acceptance back above it. What do we know with the daily close? If price trends below, we could expect a retest, right? If price trades above, we could expect a retest, which could end up being a good moment to buy, depending, of course, on which side it gets into. What could we also end up getting? Something that we currently are seeing, which usually happens at the moment of that open. Small rotation down, small rotation up, double quick trade. Rotation down, quick trade, you're out. Done for the day, right? Just 2 small rotations. Sometimes from this you get 1 rotation, 2nd rotation, 3rd rotation, which this can be the bigger one, but this one does not happen that often. This part almost happens every night. So keep that in mind. Wanted to point it out real quick again. So yeah, the daily close should be a bit of a confluence for well, throughout tomorrow, but it's still a Saturday, so expect low volume. So if you're more of a swing trader or intraday trader, perhaps wait out till Sunday to position yourselves. And looking at the last 2 things. ETH BTC would like to see acceptance above this. So if we end up keeping to trade above this, would like to see momentum picking up, breaking this high, then we should see more strength from ETH than from BTC. If we find acceptance below, yeah, say some pain to your alts, but that will only be temporarily, in my opinion. That, yeah, I just have to remove these while I see them. So yeah, if we end up trading below this, we could end up seeing some rotation down, but until, well, as long as we trade above this, I don't see any major concern. So that should be it for EBTC. On BTC D, we have the opposite, of course, where I've just shown this on the 1 day to a friend of mine, which this has been on my chart for such a while. We had these 2 pivots, which I deemed to be that range, that 0.5 got respected. Here, that 0.75 also has been respected. Again, here, again, there. Clearly see that respect. Here, you have that high, you have that deviation back below. We found the acceptance back below, and what did I state here? We want to see price finding acceptance below and breaking that low. And then we can see some funny shit on our alts. And what did we end up getting? Some funny shit on our alts. Well, okay. Now we are at that range low. So what could we expect from a range low? To make an impulse, to make a new lower high, to rotate lower. So it really wouldn't be that surprising to see BTC doing a bit better than ETH over the next coming days, perhaps even a week, where this is getting ready to make a lower high, in my opinion, where it will end up breaking then again. But there is a little thing that BTCD likes to do, which is not care about TA. So it could also just keep bleeding like a bitch. But on a simple basis, what don't we want to see? Well, what would we prefer to see actually is us finding acceptance below and just bleeding like hell, right? And this would be a bit more of a bear case where we then end up rotating down. But I do think we don't really trade back above that 0.5. So if we get into here and we find acceptance above that 0.5, I'm gonna say I'm a bear on alts. But as long as we don't make the high till that 0.5, I'm max bull on alts. So only on the lower time frame we could expect a little bit of strength on BTC unless it finds this acceptance below this. Then ETH and alts should be doing good. So that was the video for today. I hope you liked it. And with that having said, alien out.